Security had to step in during Fox's live World Cup coverage, not because of anything happening on the pitch, but because of what suddenly unfolded right behind the broadcast desk. Argentina had just beaten Austria at Dallas Stadium. Lionel Messi had made history. The panel was live, the cameras were rolling, and Fox's coverage was focused on one of the biggest moments of the tournament. But then, in the middle of the post-match discussion, a fan appeared behind the presenters, climbed onto the railing, and turned a normal broadcast into a live television interruption. For a few seconds, the attention shifted away from Messi's record-breaking night and onto a fan who was clearly still caught up in the emotion of Argentina's win. And what happened next left the Fox panel laughing, security moving in, and viewers watching a very unexpected moment unfold live on air. The incident happened after Argentina's World Cup victory over Austria, as Fox continued its post-match coverage from Dallas Stadium. Soccer legends Clarence Seedorf and Peter Schmeichel were part of the broadcast team, giving their analysis after a huge night for Argentina. The main talking point should have been simple. Lionel Messi had just become the all-time leading goalscorer in World Cup history. At 38 years old, Messi had once again stolen the show. After scoring a hat-trick in Argentina's opening match against Algeria, he followed it up with 2 more goals against Austria. Those goals were not just important for the result, they were historic. Messi moved on to 18 World Cup goals, taking him clear of former record holder Miroslav Klose and placing him alone at the top of the competition's all-time scoring chart. But while the Fox panel was discussing that incredible milestone, something unexpected started happening in the background. A fan climbed onto the railing behind the broadcast desk. As the intruder shouted from behind the panel, the Fox presenter reacted calmly and even joked about the situation, saying, "This guy's still excited. Plenty of reason to be excited." It was a strange live TV moment. The panel did not appear alarmed. In fact, Seedorf and Schmeichel seemed to laugh at the interruption as the fan continued to make noise behind them. Then Seedorf appeared to engage briefly with the gatecrasher. For a moment, it looked less like a security scare and more like a spontaneous fan interaction after a dramatic World Cup night. But the situation still needed to be handled. Within seconds, a security guard stepped in and moved toward the fan. The supporter was safely helped back down, and the incident appeared to pass without anything sinister happening. Seedorf, who seemed to enjoy the exchange, laughed as he turned back toward the main camera and returned to the broadcast. Just like that, Fox's coverage moved on, but the moment had already been captured live. The fan interruption came at the exact moment when Argentina's night was supposed to be all about Messi, and that is what made the scene even more surreal. Messi had started the match in dramatic fashion for the wrong reason. In the 9th minute, he missed a penalty, a moment that could have become the headline if things had gone differently. But Messi responded in the way he has done so many times before. Instead of letting the missed penalty define his night, he came back and scored twice. Those 2 goals became his 17th and 18th World Cup goals, pushing him beyond Miroslav Klose and into outright first place on the all-time World Cup goalscorers list. Argentina also made it 2 wins from 2, continuing their strong start in the tournament. So, while the Fox panel was trying to break down a historic Messi performance, the fan behind them became an unexpected side story. The supporters' excitement may have reflected the emotion of the night. Argentina had won. Messi had made history. The atmosphere around Dallas Stadium was clearly still electric, but live television leaves no room for uncertainty. Once the fan climbed the railing, security had to act. Even though the moment appeared lighthearted and the panel laughed it off, the broadcast team could not simply ignore someone entering the shot and shouting behind the analysts. The good news is that the situation was handled quickly and safely. There was no sign of anything dangerous. The fan was escorted away, the panel stayed composed, and the coverage continued. Still, it was one of those moments that reminds viewers anything can happen during a live World Cup broadcast. One second, the conversation is about Messi breaking one of football's most iconic records. The next, everyone is watching a fan being helped down by security behind Clarence Seedorf and Peter Schmeichel. And somehow, in a night already packed with drama, Argentina's win produced one more talking point. In the end, the fan interruption did not overshadow the main story, but it certainly added an unexpected twist to Fox's coverage. Argentina beat Austria. Messi missed an early penalty, recovered, scored twice, and became the World Cup's all-time leading goalscorer with 18 goals. After a hat-trick against Algeria and 2 more against Austria, Messi's tournament has already become historic. For Argentina, it is now 2 wins out of 2. For Messi, It is another record-breaking chapter in a career already filled with unforgettable moments. And for Fox's live broadcast team, it became a night they probably will not forget either after a fan climbed into the background, shouted during coverage, and had to be safely escorted away by security. Thankfully, the incident ended without anything serious, and the panel quickly got back to business. Argentina will return to action against Jordan on Saturday night, with Messi once again at the center of attention. But after what happened in Dallas, one thing is clear. When Argentina win, when Messi makes history, and when the World Cup spotlight is at full power, even the post-match show can become unpredictable.